Kevin here with myatvs.com. Today what we're going to show you how to do is assemble the Tao Tao Cy D scooter. These are great little scooters. They take a little bit more time assembling because you got the front end. It's a little bit more involved. Great scooters. With that being said, we've already got everything taken apart, uncrated. You can watch our uncrating video. Got all of our parts separated. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and just lift the steering column up, put it on the steering stem, and get that out of our way. We'll slide down on there. That's out of the way. Then what we're going to do is we're going to remove this metal U-shaped rack that's on the front of this thing. It's like a goldish colored metal. You need an 8mm wrench. We'll go ahead and just grab that and take this off. There's just 2 screws underneath. There's 2 screws I take out. I'm just going to set to the side for right now. I'm going to grab the front nose, or the front fender for it. I'm going to grab 2 of my little C-clips here. They're the only 2 in the bag with the nut that's attached to them. And then my 2 small bolts. What we'll do is on the bottom of the scooter here, or on the bottom of your lid, you're going to see the 2 little slides here on both sides. We're just going to put those clamps in so the nuts are on the inside. And we're going to take our U-shaped and set it in just like this. So it'll set straight down in this fender, and put our 2 screws in, attaching this to your front nose. Just snug them up with the 8mm ratchet. I have those snugged up. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and attach this fender with the 2 bolts that I took out of it to take it off. Put one here and one here. And when you put this hood on, just be real careful with it. Actually, before we do that, let's grab 2 more of the C-clips. And we'll go ahead and put those on the bottom brackets here. Snap those in place. Make it a little bit easier for us when we put our screws in. Alright, now we'll put the front hood on. Once I have it set in there, I can go ahead and start with these 2 bolts. Now I'm not going to tighten these all the way down until I actually have my 2 screws in the side put on. bit tricky, so just take your time with it. And now I'm going to grab Phillips head screwdriver. And 2 of the little small screws that come in your packaging. I'm just going to very carefully take these and make sure they're put into place. Put my screws in the sides. Do the same on the other side. Alright, I've got those 2 in. I'm going to go ahead and snug up the rest of my front fender. I've snugged that up, my front fender's on. Alright, our next step is putting the front steering column, attaching that soundly. It's not attached right now because the front wheel's not moving. So what we need to do is take our bolt that came in the bag of your stuff, the washer, and it's the only washer that's a U-shaped with 2 little notches in it. Take that washer, set it on your nut, making sure the U is facing upwards towards the threads, and then your nut. Make sure you get a little bit of Loctite on it. And I'm going to go ahead and insert the front bolt in. You're going to have to move the cables out of the way in order to do that. Insert it some. You might have to lift up on the steering column a little bit to get that nut to go all the way through. Okay, once my nut's all the way through, I'll go ahead and turn the wheel to get it out of the way. And just make sure that that U-shaped washer is set down inside that circle there. You need a 13 and a 14 millimeter ratchet. I'll go ahead and put my nut on the back. The back is the 13, the front is the 14. Once I get close to having it all the way ratcheted shut, I'm just going to double check this washer and make sure that's seated correctly. Tighten that down good. Now my front steering column's attached and on, and everything should move, the whole front wheel, assembly, everything. Alright, the next step is putting on your front cowl, which is your front hood. This is probably the trickiest part of this, but what you want to do is on the bottom, as you're looking at it, the 2 runners that come down on the sides, you want to put your clips on. Make sure when you put these clips on, you notice the back half of these have a little bit of a protrusion coming out from them. Those need to be put on the inside. So you're just going to slide these 2 on, one on this side, one on this side. Now carefully with this, you want to take, set it on top, kind of set it in position, and you can let it rest there for right now. We're going to grab 2 of our screws, the smaller screws that came with it, and your Phillips head, and going on the back side below, right where we just put those 2 clamps on, we're going to put those screws in first. So I'm going to just carefully set this up here, get it close to position. Make sure this is slid back in the back. You're going to have to play with it a little bit because so I get it in place, I can go ahead and put my screw in. Now what I want to do is, starting on this side, just go through and make sure that I have all this tucked where it needs to be tucked. All you want is this outside piece to cover the inside piece. So my shiny black is going to end up, when I'm finished, covering all this dull black colored stuff, your colored plastic. So in some places you need to just pull it out just a little bit. In fact, I'm going to grab a flathead to do that with. And then what I'll do is, on the top, I'll start a screw, and my top screw here right above the ignition. And I probably am not going to tighten this all the way down until I get the other side in, until I'm ready to tighten everything. But that'll hold it in place. And then we're going to just complete the process for the other side.